as good as to fund a little money into this. I want to call and say thank you. And we got some of our own Dutch library boards who, well, I can be very persuasive at times. So we got the money and we started out in New York, and I think it's best that we just start some of the movie. It's not a documentary. The documentary will be ready in a couple of weeks. It will be online. What you're going to see now is what we edited today. It's a few highlights of the tour. Hope you enjoy it. Let's start with New York. This is the hard part again, isn't it? We are live again on the 10th edition of the Carnegie Tour. And what are we going to do? I'm going to ask some questions. Shall we do that, yeah? Someone up front here. Who can we ask? Well, okay. Jenny, yes. Oh, David. What do you think, David? Next coming 10 years, what will happen?
Next in 10 years, more community, I think. Online, digital, in person, in the building, outside of the building. That's what I hope for.
The library without walls, again. Okay. Have the librarian in black hair. What do you think of the future of the library?
I think that brick and mortar buildings will become something totally different, really transform into less collection housing places and more community meeting spaces, to piggyback on what David's saying, and that the library will become almost solely a digital space in people's minds, and that's where all the content is going to be, and that's where they're going to come to us. And I'm really excited for that, since that's my job, so I'll be really important in like 10 years.
You will have a job in 10 years' time, definitely, for sure. And what do you think of this whole way of sharing stories and opening up libraries and giving maybe some other image to librarians? Do you like this or not?
Do I like a different image for librarians? I think so. I do find less people now thinking of the standard stock image of librarians than I did even 5 years ago. I think because we are more and more getting out one-on-one with people and sharing our stories of what we do and what the information is that we have and the services we can provide, that people are thinking of us differently, especially youth, because they're coming to us a lot more than they used to, and they are hearing and seeing things that they're interested in, like gaming. And what a great segue to Jenny.
It is, Rod, isn't it? Yes, Jenny, but do you, besides the gaming part, do you think there is good knowledge among all of you here, what everybody is doing in their own libraries?
Is there good knowledge?
Do people know what's happening in the country?
I think it's starting to diffuse out, yeah. I think with the advent of blogging, in particular, things get out a lot faster, it's a lot more viral. We hear about things that took forever to hear about in print, a lot more best practices.
Okay, well, let's go on to the next part. Okay, there's one, yeah.
Just as you were starting your presentation, we all experienced a uniquely California experience. Apparently, there's been a earthquake 5.6 on the Richter scale centered in Milpitas, and some of our wireless networks were affected, but you've traveled so.
We can have earthquake now.
Yeah, you've traveled so far afield, and you've come out to California and experienced one of the little homespun experiences.
Thank you so much. Okay. So from New York, we're going to Charlotte. Normal speed. Okay, the first question will be, is there anyone here in this room who can beat this? Yes? No. Jenny, can you beat this? No. Okay, so this has been a big piece about gaming in libraries, and we are investigating that in the Netherlands as well. I think you're doing more gaming than in the Netherlands. Is it effective? Is anyone who wanted to respond to that question? Do you notice that more teens are coming in and that you have a higher book circulation or whatever? Someone? Yes, okay. Do we have that amount of... Well, I think I'll go anyway. You follow me. Come on, guys! Wait, what about it? Who wanted to say something about this? I lost you.
We have tripled our staff of teams. We've got a junior high school and a high school that's right down the road. And the city has pretty much stopped everything else for the teens to do. And so they come there, and we've got the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox 360. And we're getting a Wii in January. So they've got the entire upstairs of the library all to themselves so they can make all the noise they want. And the adults downstairs don't even know they're there.
Oh, that's great. Where are you from?
I'm from Riverton, Wyoming.
Okay, thank you so much. Anyone else? I saw a hand over there. I don't think we can make it over there with the camera, but I will get it anyway. Don't run away. Don't run away from me.
I think one of the most positive effects we've seen is the fact that the teens have developed a sense of ownership in the library. They love the library, and I repeatedly hear the teens saying, I love this library. This library is so cool. And after school, they're there, and they just give an energy to the library. And our gaming programs have been very successful. We've had a lot of spin-off programs from those events that are now student-led. It's just been wonderful. Very.
And do you try to squeeze in some more book-related things or magazines that you get across to them or not?
We do, and because they started coming to the gaming programs, they now come to other events that we have at the library, such as the Culture Nights, where we focus on various countries, and we have people from those countries come and talk about teen-related topics like driving and dating and such, and cultural aspects of those countries, and we have food. And so they're coming to the other events that are more educational type. So they're not just doing the gaming, they're learning, they're experiencing it, and they are developing leadership skills as well, because they are the ones who are creating additional content and programs for the library.
And you are from?
Evansville, Indiana.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's come over here.
Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh, and we have, about 2 years ago, we opened, a little more than 2 years ago, we opened a really kind of premier teen space at our main library, and from the beginning they were using gaming, Dance Dance Revolution, and more recently Madden, having Madden tournaments and doing Guitar Hero. This is something that's now being expanded into our branches, as there's a Wii and I believe a PlayStation that's being loaned regionally. So there's, I think, 4 of them that are kind of on tour to the various locations, and it's really been met with great success.
Thank you so much. Okay, so gaming is something that we should do. Well, further on in the interview, you can hear Eli say like, well, instead of beating each other up behind the school, they're fighting each other now on the machine. So I think that may be a good thing indeed. If you can get the camera in again, we will start the last part of the session because it's getting late, and I think everyone has had quite a fill today with all the conferences. Yeah, will you push the button, please? I don't know where we're going. Oh, we're going to Chicago. Yes, that'll be Michael and Jenny. That's the mothership.